So when you want to grow your small account as fast as possible, there's going to be a couple things that you need to have in mind when going into this. Without these couple of things, it's going to be very hard to do a successful account flip. And it could end up taking you years to get where you want to be, or you can just blow your whole account. So make sure you're paying attention. The first thing that you need to have in mind is when you're trying to turn a small account into a large account as fast as possible, you're going to have to take on a lot more risk than usual. Now, usually I would recommend that you trade 1 to 3% max, really more towards the 1%. I don't know about you, but if I'm trading a $100 account, I'm not going to be waking up every day at 4 in the morning to make $2 a trade. I'm not doing it. That's not going to get me nowhere. It's not going to change my life, and it ain't going to put food on the table. Like, just think about it. If you have $100 and you're trading maybe a couple dollars each trade, how long is that going to take you until you get to $1,000? Your child's already going to be grown, working at the car wash, buying you stuff for Father's Day. So we're going to have to risk a minimum of 20%. The more money you have, the lower you can drop that percentage down. Of course, you can do whatever you want, but this is just how I would go about it. If I have $100, I'm risking $20 on each trade. If I had $1,000, I'm risking $100 on each trade. You want to at least have like 5 to 10 trades that you can lose before you blow your account. The second thing that we need to have in mind is we need to have the higher time frame in confluence with our entry time frame. So since we're going to be risking so much money, we can't take 2 losses in a row. That's going to hurt our psychology and it's going to drain our account. So we need to make sure we check all the boxes possible so we have the highest chance of winning that trade. So let's say your chances are 50-50, right? You can either buy or sell. But if you go to the higher time frame saying it's a sell and your 5-minute is saying it's a sell, well, now your percentage of winning just went up to like 75%. So we just keep adding things onto it like that until we get the chances of us winning as high as possible, because we really need to win these trades, at least the first couple trades. And remember, the higher the time frame, the stronger it is. So if the H1 is saying sell, but the H4 is saying buy, then we want to be looking for buys because the H4 is stronger than the H1. Just keep that in mind. Now, you don't need to go into the weeks and months and all that. I would just stay no higher than the daily, but the H4 is a great spot. Before we get into this video, I gotta let you guys know that the Forex Funder is back and better than ever. You can use Match Trader, C Trader, Trade Locker, whatever you prefer to use, they got it. And yes, they are servicing the USA. So I'll put the link down below. Make sure you use the code OFFER60. You can get 60% off your challenge right now. So the third thing that we need to have is non-negotiable, is we need to have a very high risk to reward strategy. If we're going to be risking 20% of our account, we need to make sure we're making at least 4 to 5 times what we risk. So if I enter the trade with $20, I need to be making $100. If I enter with $100, I need to be making $500. That's how you're going to grow your account as fast as possible and not blow it in the first couple of trades. You win one trade, let's say you're up a 1 to 5. Now, if you lose 5 times, you'll be back to break even. You won't even be in a loss. But your strategy should not allow you to lose 5 times in a row. Like, that's just crazy. Especially if you're learning from me. That definitely ain't gonna happen. But a high risk to reward is key to this account flip. You cannot do one-on-ones. It's not gonna work. You're gonna risk $20 to make $20. Then you're gonna lose twice, and then you're gonna lose your mind and you're gonna blow your account. I'm telling you, bro. It's easy to keep your emotions in check when you know if you win the next trade, you'll be in profit 1 to 3 RR. Now, the fourth thing that you need to think about is what session are you going to be trading this account flip. I recommend you trade New York session. I've seen all the sessions. I traded all of them. The most momentum comes in New York session. And I know some of you guys are like, man, but I just get off of work an hour before. You know, I just had a baby. You know, I don't want to get up at that time. It's too early depending on where you are. But sucks to suck, bro. You got to get up. You got to get it done. I remember when I was doing account flips, I had a newborn baby. I had negative $240 in my bank account. The baby been up crying all night, doesn't want to sleep. You ain't getting no sleep. She waking up every 2 hours. Doesn't matter, bro. I still got up and I put in the work, and you guys can see where I'm at today. So you got to do what you got to do to make this work. The market does not care about your feelings and what you're going through and what you got to be up for. Do what you got to do, figure it out, and make sure you're present for a New York session. You're going to see way better results. Just avoid the news. Now, last but not least, we need to have in mind, what are we going to do when we reach our goal? Do not skip this step. A lot of people don't even think about this. They're just like, oh, I'm going to turn $100 into $10,000. But what are you going to do once you get there? Because you can just lose it all. For instance, are we going to withdraw 100% of it, put it into some prop firm challenges and really get some capital? Or are we going to lower our risk to 1 to 3%? and start trading it like a normal account. These are all things that you need to decide for yourself, but me personally, I would put it into a prop firm account, turn $500 into 100K and start getting them withdrawals, bro. But we need to have everything pre-planned out. Even when it comes to trading, when you wake up in the morning and you're analyzing your pair, we need to write out the reactions we're gonna have to the market. We cannot predict it, we can plan out our reaction. So let's say we're waiting for a setup and then instead of giving us a bullish engulfing, it gives us a doji. So we're gonna write out, if this happens, then we're going to do this. If this doesn't go our way, then we're gonna do this. If it does go our way, we're gonna enter here. If it goes 50% in our stop loss, we're gonna cut the trade, right? You need to pre-plan out what you're going to do so you don't have to make these split decisions that's gonna cost you a lot of money. If you have it pre-planned out, you already know what you're gonna do when something happens. Same thing with setting goals, same thing with daily life, same thing with your psychology and your trading. Expect the best, but prepare for the worst. So now that we went over those 5 things that you need to have in order before you attempt this account flip, I'm going to show you the strategy that you're going to use and a trade that I just took a couple hours ago that made me a 1 to 5 risk to reward. So let's get into it. Okay, so we're on NASDAQ right here and I'm going to show you exactly what I did and how I did it and break it all down for you so you can go do it too. So if we put our kill zones on, you can see this is where New York session starts, right? And this is what I was talking about. As soon as New York session starts, look at this movement that we're getting, bro. Like, this is straight momentum. Like, why would you trade any other pair? Yeah, we had a little consolidation, but you're gonna see this is where I actually took my trade and led me to catching this move down here. So when I got on the chart this morning, I seen this big move play out. I seen that we breaking multiple structures, right? Broke that structure, broke this structure, broke all these structures, right? We broke multiple structures, right? So that's letting me know that the sellers are in control today. So you always want to see which way the market is breaking structure. You can obviously zoom out and see that we're going down, right? We're heading down. So we should be looking for sells. So now that we're looking for sells, we're going to look for some indications of where to get in. So let's zoom in. We're going to see right here. Let me just delete all that. So after we got this big push, now I'm looking for an entry. Now you could have entered up here if price came back, right? But this is pre-planning. What are we gonna do if price does not come back here, right? What if it just wants to keep dropping because there's so much momentum? But we have this in mind. So if price gets here, we will take a supply and demand trade from here down, right? But you can see price never reached there. So let's delete that. So now when we come in here, what I did was once we were right here, let's see what time this is. Okay, so let's go to the 3 minute. So on the 3 minute, this is where we were. I was looking for another breaker structure in my direction to confirm my bias that we're actually going down. And I got it right here. So if you can see right here, we made a lower low, lower high, lower low, higher high, lower low, higher high, higher low. Now the market changed, right? We're going up now. Higher high, higher low, higher high. Then we made a lower low. So this is right here had me interested, right? Once we formed this candle with all this momentum and we just had a breaker structure, right? We were going up and then we broke the low right here, this low. So now we have a breaker structure going down, letting me know that we probably want to go down now, right? So after I got this breaker structure, I went back to the 5 minute, right? So on a 5 minute, this was our breaker structure, right? This candle right here was our breaker structure on the 5 minute. And it's even breaking the body of the candles right here. So if you see these candles right here, they broke the bodies of this. So that's a great sign too, because if we were still going up, we would not be breaking those. So now that I have the daily bias, I have the 3 minute breaker structure, and I have the 5 minute breaking lows, I ask myself, now is this a supply and demand push? It's not a great one, but it sure is, right? This is a very strong candle. We had a huge rejection, but this is strong enough for me to be like, yeah, I'll consider a supply push. So now we know that this is our supply push. We ask ourselves, is there a gap attached to this? Now you guys hear me talk about gaps all the time. You guys can go to any one of my other teaching videos and see the details about the gap in the market, right? It's very important. If you don't know about that, you're tripping, bro. You need to learn about it. But basically, there's a gap in the market right here. From right here, from the bottom of this wick to the top of this wick is a very small gap, right? This top of the wick is not touching the bottom of this wick. So that means there's a gap in the market and it needs to be filled. So now that we have a gap in the market, we have a breaker structure, we have a supply push. We'll take our supply box, draw from the start of the gap to the swing high. drag it out. So remember, all this wasn't formed yet. We were just only down here, right after this candle. Okay, so when I was ready to put my position, we were at this candle, and I said, okay, if we come up to this box, I'm going to be entering a trade. At first, I had my TP down at this candle low right here for 1 to 5, and I was sick, bro. You're going to see what happened. Price came all the way down, came right here and reversed nasty on me. That was like, I was sick, bro. I was like, oh my God, I can't believe, like, I was like, for sure, this is a TP hit. I was like, damn, Instagram's gonna be like, you thought you were gonna win and you lost. It reversed, came all the way back to almost stopping me out, but I stuck to my guns. I stuck to my trading plan, and we ended up hitting TP, right? But this is a prime example of when you pre-plan something, you need to stick to that, right? That's the difference between me, a very successful, profitable trader, and someone that's been doing it for 5 years and just can't get the hang of it. They think it's a scam. No, you're the scam. You wrote out what you had to do and you didn't follow it. You need to follow it 100%. And this is a prime example of everything that I teach, I live by. So look at how many people probably would have closed this trade, right? Because they listen to traders saying, oh, cut your losses early, save some money. No, stick to your plan. There's a reason why we have a stop loss here. Because if it breaks this point right here, I don't even want to be in a trade no more. But let's say I had my stop loss halfway, right? Okay, we get stopped out right here. I'm like, oh, maybe I just got a late entry. Let me enter again right here. Comes back, stops me out, right? But if you had it up here in the first place, and in a spot where you know if it breaks, then there's no more trades to look for. That's gonna do wonders for your psychology, because you're not gonna be guessing, oh, should I get back in? Should I get back in? No, because it broke. Because it broke this area, and you know if it breaks this area, then it probably wants to shoot up. It doesn't want to go your direction. So when price came and did all this, right, I wasn't worried about it. If I lose, I lose. I already know when I entered the trade that I was going to lose $1,000 if I was wrong. So why are you panicking? If you're panicking, then you're probably risking too much. And I would suggest that you lower it a little bit. So if we're risking 20% of our $100, we're risking $20 on this trade. If it gets halfway and you're in drawdown $10 and you're sweating and you're having anxiety and all that, then $20 is just too much for you. You need to lower it down to $10, right? Because then you're going to start doing things that are against your plan just because you see that you're down $17, when if you would have just waited a couple more minutes, you would have been up $50. But anyways, I stuck to my guns and price mounted in my direction. And instead of taking out right here, I actually moved my stop loss down to like right here, because I seen so much momentum coming in this candle. So I ended up getting a 1 to 5.23, which is not much more. Now, of course, there's a couple major things that I'm leaving out that's for my course members, right? Because it wouldn't be fair to them if I just gave you all the sauce. But this is enough for you to go make some money. I'm telling you, when I do these teaching videos and I show this strategy, I get so many DMs of people telling me, bro, I studied that free video over and over and over, and I just made this much money. I just passed this prop firm challenge. I was able to buy this. Like, bro, I get those messages on the daily, bro. Like, this is enough to change your life. This is more than what's in a lot of traders' courses, bro. Like, I'm gonna be real with you. Now, if you want to increase your win rate even more, then I would suggest you buy the futures course. That's where you'll find this strategy at. And the things that I show you in there is gonna blow your mind, bro. It's gonna make trading so simple. But anyways, that's it for this video. Good luck on growing your account. I believe in you. You can do this. Remember, always keep Jesus Christ first, and he'll put you first. So I'll see you guys next time. Peace.